Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. If you're just joining us, we've just discussed Milwaukee's lead issues with 14th District Alderman and 2020 mayoral candidate Tony Zielinski. Another topic of conversation lately has been the 2018 county budget cuts that will lead to the elimination of 9 bus routes. And here to fill us in on that is Brendan Conway, who is the Chief Marketing and Communications Officer for Milwaukee County Transit. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you for being here. And there's quite a bit that goes into this story as well. I've had the Milwaukee County Executive Chris Abele here, and he was really stating his case in why it was important for him to get his 2018 budget approved. There was one thing in particular, the proposed $30 increase in the wheel tax for this year, which the Milwaukee County Board rejected. That action required supervisors to remove $14.7 million in projected wheel tax revenue, and that is dealing some heavy blows for the Milwaukee County Transit system. So if you would, bring us up to date and talk about what some of these cuts mean.
Sure. So we have a $900,000 about deficit in our 2018 budget. So because of what happened at the county budget process, we have less money than was budgeted, that was planned for. So as part of that, we presented a plan to the county to say, here are some bus routes that we will eliminate this year, and that will help balance that deficit.
Okay, so these 9 routes, you chose them for a specific reason because obviously people are using these routes,
right,
but some more than others. So you've got 42U, some of these may ring a bell for some of your riders, 50, 85, 219, 223, so on. Right. Why did you pick these particular routes?
So we basically looked at what are the routes that are the lowest performing routes. So certainly somebody who rides that thinks, well, it's helping me get to where I'm going. Absolutely. And we certainly understand that. But many of our routes provide 3, 4, 5, 6,000 rides per day. Some of these routes are providing 50 rides a day, 80 rides a day, even less than that. It costs the same amount of money to run that bus, whether there's 1 person on it or 15 people or 30 people on it. So when we look at how do we save, again, $900,000 that was put into the budget, the way that seems to make the most sense is if we wouldn't cut a route that's serving 6,000 people a day, instead something that has 50 people a day is, I guess, the less pain. In our ideal situation, none of this happens, right, but we receive this cut and we have to find a way to balance it.
You pretty much are left with no real choices or options outside of finding something that has to go in order to meet that deficit.
Right. I mean, it's a large amount of money. I mean,
yeah,
if it was, $1,000 or, a little bit, probably something that we could have absorbed and found, yeah, some efficiencies. But $900,000 is a lot of money. That's
a big chunk of change there, Brendan. You've got 3 routes in particular that service business and industrial parks, including to Concordia University and MATC's North Campus. So you have quite a few students who depend on these routes. So I guess for individuals like those students, they want to know, when will these cuts or these routes be eliminated? Right.
So there's really kind of 2 phases. So, and there's really 2 types of routes. There's those routes that are dedicated or designed rather to help serve business parks. Again, they don't get a lot of ridership. Those are anticipated to be going away in March of this year. The school routes, so there's some that serve high schools, and then there's that 42U, which you mentioned, which goes up to Ozaukee County. That would not be until fall. So if you're watching this, you take one of these routes and you think, how am I going to get to school? They're going to run through the school year. It would not be until the fall. And obviously that gives us some time to see if we're getting close. Is there another route that gets you close that could possibly be extended, or other options to get there? We've been meeting with the schools, we've been talking with them, but that 42U, just as a quick example, is MATC students take about 600,000 rides a year using their U-Pass, their school bus pass. 0.07% of them, those rides, are on the 42U. So they're using that route very, very little, but again, it still costs the same amount of money to run that route than it does to run that bus that goes to their campus downtown or in Oak Creek that is used by thousands of people a day.
Yeah, and it's important for people to really have an understanding. I think that it's one thing when you have the county executive who is speaking on points of why it's important for this particular budget that he has proposed to pass, and then when you have rejections that cause cuts, people start to feel all the things that he was saying saying this is
Right.
what will happen if we don't meet the budget. So that's where we are now. And the interesting question, I guess, for a lot of viewers would be, are any of your workers or drivers going to be affected by this deficit?
So no, our managing director made the commitment that there will not be any layoffs impacted by this whatsoever. So that's the other part of the thing. I mean, had people wanted to see this $900,000 cut, you could have said, well, we could cut staff to get there, but then we also still need the employees to drive those buses.
Yeah.
So we're able to do this without laying off anybody.
Well, that is good news. And you've been holding a number of public hearings and giving the public an opportunity to come out, voice their opinions and their thoughts. So has there been anything said from the citizens that stands out to you that needs to be considered maybe by the board?
Well, certainly, I mean, when a student from MATC, I believe, spoke at one of the most recent meetings and said, well, how else are we going to get to school? And again, we understand that angst. None of this is MATC or MCTS saying, well, we want to cause problems, we want to cut routes. But when we have a $900,000 cut, that's one of the things we have to deal with. So happy to work with MATC. Maybe they can move some of those classes from that Milwaukee County campus to their downtown campus, where there is plenty of mass transit options. We will be, so people know, we're not going to do this quietly. So certainly you'll start to see signs at bus stops in advance of this. We'll have information on our website, which is ridemcts.com. We'll have information on social media. So we're going to do everything we can to get the word out, because we don't want people not knowing it's coming. But again, the important thing is, in March, just 3 routes, and all those school routes would not be impacted until the next school year, so in the fall.
All very important information, and like you said, you're going to use every opportunity you can to make sure people are informed about what's going on. And so if you're riding the bus, you even have messages that are playing during the bus ride for people to kind of understand what's happening. And then word of mouth is important as well.
So of course, so we'll have audio messages, just not only on those routes, but on the routes that connect with those routes, because we want to reach people as much as possible. And again, ideally, we have a situation where we're fully funded and this doesn't have to happen.
Okay. Well, the county board's going to be reviewing the proposed route cuts at a February 1st meeting, and there's a lot of different things that can happen at these type of meetings, so we all just keep our eyes open as to what may happen there. There's been a lot of positive things happening. Every time I turn around, it's unfortunate that there is the type of situations where we have children walking a street when it's cold without a coat or something of that nature, but it really shines a light on the great people that work for your company in particular. When they see this, they don't just drive by. You've had people stop their bus, bring the kids on, and do a lot of different stories that have gotten attention, not only here in the Milwaukee area, but nationwide.
Yeah, we're really proud of it. So last year in 2017, we kicked off what we called MCTS Excellence. So we used videos from the buses, and we tell the stories of what our bus drivers are doing. The ones that get a lot of attention are our bus drivers who found these missing or lost children. 7 times, or 6 times over the course of a year, we've had a bus driver found a lost or missing child, right up until December 30th. I mean, that was the most recent one. And in every situation, those stories have gone viral. We post them on our website, but they have been seen by hundreds of millions of people. They get lots of positive coverage here locally, nationally, internationally. They've been translated in Italian and French and Chinese. I mean, it's amazing. So because we see all these things, they ask us to use the video, and we send it to them. So it really is amazing, and it's great to see not just that our drivers are getting the attention for these big and small acts of kindness, which are amazing, but also that Milwaukee is shining a light. So internationally, people are seeing that, wow, something special is happening in Milwaukee, and it's good people doing things and going above and beyond. They're often called heroes, and I'm happy to also call them heroes, but they would say, if they were sitting here, they would say, we're not heroes, we're just doing
our job, right?
Do, right?
And that you love that most. It's just how humble they are, and really it's just, they don't give it thought. It's just like their human nature says, hey, there's somebody in need. I mean, just over the holidays, you had a pregnant woman who was pretty much saved, I'll say, by one of your drivers.
That's right. Tieta Curran was driving in about 84th and Wisconsin Avenue. She saw this woman who looked like it was struggling. It was Christmas Eve during the day. It was snowing. She pulled over, and the woman came on. She said, I'm 7 months pregnant. I think I'm going into labor. Tieta, who's a mother herself, stopped, helped her on the bus. 2 other passengers who also should get some credit. They helped her as well. Tieta called an ambulance. An ambulance came, and they took her to the hospital. unfortunately, we don't know. She hasn't gotten in touch with us what happened. We certainly hope and believe everything came out great. Maybe she had a Christmas baby or Christmas Eve baby.
Yeah.
But Tayetta got lots of attention. I mean, again, locally, nationally, internationally, that story was just viral. It was amazing.
The Milwaukee Common Council even called her down to City Hall
That's
to
right.
really just shine a light on the positive things that's happening. Because like you said, people like to be reminded that there are still good, positive things happening where we live. We hear about so much negative news. Politics sometimes gets crazy.
Right.
And, you know, it's just a nice reminder sometimes. That's all. You guys have a new app
We do,
that we
yes.
definitely want people to be able to take advantage of. Fill us in on that.
Sure. So it's the Ride MCTS app. So it's easy. It's just like our website. We have the Apple version is out. It's in the Apple Store. The Android version's coming in March. But one of the things we've been hearing from our riders for a long time is you used to have paper schedules, kind of confusing. I have to have cash, or I have to have this card. Now it's all in one place. You out the app. You can plan your trip. You can track the bus in real time, and you can buy an e-ticket, which is something that no other transit system in the state has. And you just show it to the driver, and that's how you get on.
Digital world, baby.
It's an amazing app, so people should download it. It's the Ride MCTS app. It's available for Apple now and Android coming soon.
I love that. Couple of things I wanted to bring up. I love what you guys do with Rosa Parks by covering that one seat
Right.
on the bus, and we're going right into Black History Month,
Right.
so I think it's definitely worthy of talking about. But a lot of people are touched by MCTS recognizing what she did and what she was able to change across the world by refusing to give up that seat.
Yeah, I mean, she's an iconic person, obviously, in our country's
Yeah.
history and civil rights. But for the transit industry, she is an amazing individual. So on December 1st, we actually hadn't been doing it when I got there to MCTS a few years ago. We hadn't been recognizing her for a while. So we started doing it again, and people obviously like it.
Yeah.
So we put a sign in every seat, and it's just held in honor on December 1st, which is the day that she refused to give up her seat. And just as a small way to honor it, what I loved this year is somebody put a rose on one of the seats, and there.
That went viral.
Yeah. So we may steal that idea, and we may try to put roses on all those seats next year, as long with the sign, because anything we can do to get people to just stop and think for just a second that things weren't always like this.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming by, and I really appreciate you coming by and filling everybody in on all the information that they need to know, and keep up the positive work with all of these great workers you have. It's a pleasure. Brendan Conway is the Chief Marketing and Communications Officer for Milwaukee County Transit System. For more information on anything that we've discussed, you can visit ridemcts.com. And that is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, I thank you for watching, and I hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues in Milwaukee. Have a great day.